Hi students, I hope all are safe in this pandemic situation. Stay safe. Next, second lesson continuation. Already we completed second lesson up to weighted reproduction. Now it goes to for sexual reproduction in plants. Sexual means union of male and female gamete in plants. How to reproduce. So sexual reproducing parts of plants is called a flower. Flower has four valves: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. It's a major parts of all the plants. The sepals form calyx and petal forms corolla. It's an outermost valve. If you see the flower, we can see clearly parts of flower, attracting part and essential parts. The androecium comprises of stamen. So four valves of flower: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx, corolla is conferred here outermost valve, non-essential valve. Innermost androecium, gynoecium, it is conferred here essential valve. So this essential valve is made up of stamens. Each stamen bears a long, slender stalk called filaments at the tip. Presence of an anther. The anther produces thousands of dusty pollen grains. Okay, so presence of many more number of pollen grains that form a dust-like contents is called the pollen grains or male gamete bearing part. The gynoecium, also called as pistil, is a female parts of the flower. So four valves: calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. First two valves are called a non-essential valve. Inner two valves are called a essential valve because they directly involve reproduction. It may consist of stigma, style and ovary. So gynoecium consists of stigma, style and ovary, but gynoecium is made up of pistil. Okay, but three major parts: stigma, style and ovary. The ovule is a rounded structure that contains a female gamete. At one end of the ovule is an opening called a micropyle. Some flowers do not have pistil and some even do not have stamen. Such flowers are called unisexual flower. So unisexual flower means the flower consists of any one essential word, either androecium or gynoecium. Okay, that's what going to. Some flowers do not have pistil and some even does not have stamen. Do not have stamen. Such flowers are called unisexual flower. The flowers are maize, bottle gourd, pumpkin, bitter gourds, or unisexual flower because sexes are different, male and female plants. Flowers which have both pistil and stamens are called bisexual flower. A single flower, but only one flower consists of both androecium and gynoecium. Calyx, corollas are called bisexual flower. Some flower, calyx, corolla, androecium, or calyx, corolla, gynoecium, absence of stamen. They are called unisexual flower. Example: rose, China rose, lily, etc. They come for here bisexual flower. What is bisexual flower? It consists of an androecium and gynoecium. Both sex organs present same flower is called bisexual. Any one presence are called unisexual. So unisexual flower, bisexual flower. Next to pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Okay, so male flower are called androecium. Male sex organs are called androecium, produce lot of pollen grains, and this pollen grains tested at the top of gynoecium, or the process called pollination. Pollination occurs can be of two types: self pollination and cross pollination. Okay, so what is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. It may be two types. They are called self pollination and cross pollination. It's given for here self-pollinated flower, cross-pollinated flower, because here no need for any agents, but here requirements of some agents such as for here water, insect, human being, animal, grassing animal. So lot of agents responsible completing cross-pollination. The pollen is transferred from the anther to stigma of the same flower or of flowers borne by the same plants. The process called self-pollination. Okay, so the pollen is transferred from anther to stigma of the same flower or same family group, but plants flower presents two different areas, or of flowers borne by the same plant but incompleted self-pollination, that they require some agents. The process called self-pollination. When the pollen is transferred to the stigma of flower of other plants of the some species called cross-pollination. So what is cross-pollination? When the pollen is transferred to the stigma of flower of other plants of the same species is called cross-pollination. Here requirements some agents: water, insect, wind, and human being or grassing animal. They are called cross-pollination. Equivalent for flower structure, outermost wall is called calyx, then corolla, then androecium and gynoecium. Come for structure of an flower. Then flower in which the anthers and the filaments are mature. Okay, because flower in which anther and stigma are mature. Example: wheat, barley, oat, and peach. They come for here. Which one? Flower which in the anther and filaments are mature, completely for here pollination. Given the picture also, cross pollination occurs in the flowers in which the anthers and stigma mature at a different time. That's why the plants incomplete self pollination, but depends upon some agents, because some agents require to transfer pollen grains from anther to stigma. So cross pollination occurs in the flowers in which anthers and stigma mature at different time, and those have a barrier preventing self pollination. Various external agents like the wind, certain animal, and water can carry pollen for self and cross pollination. So some agents requirements of either mostly cross pollination, uh, such as for here wind action, animal, water, and some group of organisms. They are called cross pollination. Next, first type of pollination or come for here wind pollination. Here given for one picture, one GIF given for here, the insect are responsible to reach on the plants and collect some nectar. Without the knowledge of this insect, the pollen grains will be dusted or just move out. Okay. Same insect visit on female flower, the plants completed for here cross pollination. Wind pollinated flowers produce dusty, minute, and light pollen grains which can be easily blown by the breeze. Okay, easy to blown out. The pollen is supposed to uh, carry over with the help of an wind action. Otherwise, same insect visit on female flower completed for here cross pollination. It is also called as an anemophily. So, wind pollination always called anemophilous pollination. Wind pollinated flowers produce in large amounts to compensate for the loss of in transit. Okay. Wind pollinated flowers produce a large amount to compensate for the loss of in transit, means transpollen grains. These flowers are small and inconspicuous and do not have large showy petal, sweet, scent or nectars. But this group of plants flower is not that much of an size is very small, inconspicuous, very small flower, and do not have large showy petal. It's not attractive petal. Nectar do not go to produce. Nectar means honey producing plants are called nectar. Okay. Sweet and scanty means smell. Okay. The plants flower do not produce any flower, any smelling nature, but or nectar means do not produce any honey. Plants of the grass family, such as rice, wheat, and maize, are pollinated by the wind action. So mostly the grass families such as for rice, wheat, and maize are responsible to completely for wind pollination, and responsible through by action. Okay, this come for wind pollination. Next type of pollination, insect pollination or endomophily. Here is responsible insect are responsible completing pollination. What is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. So insect pollination is also called endomophily. Insect pollinated flowers produce sticky or spiny pollen grains which readily stick to the body of the insect visiting the flower to collect the nectar. Okay. Given for the pollen will be dusted at the top of the insect. Same insect visit on female flower. This pollen grains going to collect with the help of stigma of the female flower. The insect's body brushes against the stamens stigma of the another flower. The pollen grains get transport to that flower. Okay, the insect body brushes against the stigma of the another flower. The pollen grains get transferred to the flower. Insect pollinated flowers usually have colorful petal which attract the insect. Normally this flower will be so colorful and attractive. And insects are also attracted by the scan. Scan means smell. Insect pollinated flowering plants such as jasmine, sunflower, fig and rafflesia. So these plants are normally attractive, colorful, smelled and produce more honey. That's why insect want to visit and getting honey, but without the knowledge of this insect, the pollen grains will be brushed above and easy to catch, collect with the stigmatic surface. The plant completed insect pollination or endomophilous type of pollination. Next, water pollination or hydrophilic. Water pollination is seen in submerged aquatic plants such as Hydrilla and Vallisneria. These plants produce small, colorless and inconspicuous flowers. The flowers are very small, colorless and inconspicuous. Hydrilla can also bear flowers of both sexes on the same plants. In Vallisneria, the buds of female flowers develop under water. This is given the picture. Vallisneria plants presence in submerged plants, and whenever plants produce flowers, the flowers suppose float at the surface, okay, and detach with mother plants, male to female, sorry, male plants with the pollen grains and searching for female flower. The flowers open at maturity and float on water. The male flowers float on the surface of the water after getting detached from the plants. Okay, so whenever flower will be developed, male flower is complete development. It detached with mother plants and float at the surface of the water. The stalk of the female flower becomes coiled and pulls the flower underwater. Okay. The female flower stalk is coiled in nature. Whenever completing sexual reproduction and collection of pollen grains will be just elongated, just reach at the level of water. Water pollination is also known as hydroponics. So these are features of water pollination. Here water pollinated plants are called Hydrilla and Vallisneria because an aquatic plants presence in under the water, either submerged or merged nature. Hydrilla can also bear flowers both sexes of the same plants. Vallisneria have the buds of female flowers develop underwater. The flower open at maturity and float on water. The male flower float on the surface of the water after getting detached from the plants. Stalk of female flower becomes coiled and pull the flower underwater. Water pollination is also known as hydrophily. Next, artificial pollination. Artificial pollination, the disease resistance characters can be combined with the high yield characters. This is a single variety. So it's a man-made or this happening for artificially because human preferring for high yielding and do not affect any disease. Okay, pathogen resistance or disease resisting plants, as well as high yielding plants going to pollinated to transfer pollen grains from one by one. Same can be done in the case of other features such as taste, color, texture, shape, and nutritional value. Okay, but these plants have some special features of artificial pollinated plants are called taste, color, texture, shape, and nutritional value. one or more desired characters are selected, they must belong to same species. So choose for any few features and will be transferring male and female gametes. The stamens of the flowers of one variety are removed before the anther mature. The gynoecium is covered with bark so that natural pollination cannot occur. Okay. So this both the male and female plants are going to take care to just bagging, cover the flowers and do for emasculation also. The pollen grains from the second variety are collected and brushed onto the stigma of the first variety. The flowers of the first variety are again covered with a bag to avoid pollen from other sources. Suppose if not cover that flower or pollen grains, would happen? Some other plants pollen grains would be dusted or be collected stigma of the female flower. The plants completely for here cross pollination. That's why avoid cross pollination. After the flowers of the first varieties are again covered with bag to avoid pollen from other sources. The process of obtaining a new variety by artificial means is called hybridization. What is hybridization? New varieties, because we are doing for artificial pollination, we do it for here both male and female plants. We are getting new varieties are called hybridization. The new variety of plant is called hybrid. We have developed many hybrid varieties, including those of rice, wheat, maize, cotton, and sugarcane. So these are the plants or eminent scientists going to do to produce new plants through by hybridization. Production of a lot of hybrids, new species, such as for here. So this hybrid production is so successful. Those of rice, wheat, maize, cotton, and sugarcane. This come for here artificial pollination. Fertilization. So pollination, fertilization. Pollination, transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. Fertilization, after completing pollination, here happening for fertilization, fusion of male and female gametes. So one male gametes fuse with the egg cell in the ovule, giving rise to the zygote. The process called fertilization. The other male gametes fuse with the other cells within the ovule to form the food store of the cell. Okay, so the other male gametes fuse with the other cells within the ovule to form the food store of the cell. Let's compare here because fertilization happens inside the gynoecium. Gynoecium has several three parts. They are called first is stigma, style, and ovary, and here completing a fertilization process. Okay, fusion of male and female gametes happen inside to complete for fertilization. Post fertilization changes. After fertilization, some changes happen for here this complete flower. After fertilization, the ovule develops into seed. The zygote grows into an embryo, and the ovary forms the fruit. Okay, so it's an innermost part of gynoecium. Ovule develops into seed. The zygote grows into an embryo, and the ovary forms the fruit. The stamen, style, stigma, and petals shrivel and fall off. Okay, the flower we know for here outer calyx, corolla, anthricium, gynoecium, and petal normally corolla is made up of a petal. Okay, so petal, sepal, stigma, and style, stamens will shrivel and just falls off. The unripe fruits is usually green and taste sour or bitter to repel fruit eating animals. Okay, so the unripe fruits are used. Unripe means young fruits. Okay, young fruits are green color because presence of a more number of chloroplasts and taste mostly sour or bitter. Okay, for fruit eating animal. The fruit ripen when the seed mature. Whenever the seed will be mature, what happen? The fruit will be ripened. Okay, so this compare here part of an ovule. Here is there for here ovule and ovary. This outer wall is called ovary, and here inside presence of an ovule. Ovule inside presence of an embryo sac, distributed 8 nuclei, upper 3, lower 3, middle 2. Then it lies dormant in the seed until conditions are favorable for germination. So after seed formation, seed takes a rest. The resting period is called a dormant period. Dormancy or dormant period is the seed until conditions are favorable for germination. Get ready for germination. Dormant embryos becomes active and grows into unseedling. Okay. After dormant seeds sowing on soil, seeds try to germinate to form seedling. Okay. So this seedling presses a dormant embryo. The radicals give rise to the root, while the plumule forms a shoot. Okay, so radical and the plumule is an growth part of seedling. Okay, one of the part is moving down towards gravitational force. One is moving above towards light phototropism. Okay, the moving down part is called radical, give rise to form roots. The parts moving above or aerially or towards slice are called plumule. It forms a shoot. Shoot means aerial part consists of a main stem, flower, buds, leaf, branch, everything. Totally called a shoot. Aerial parts of plant is called a shoot. So shoots and roots are developed with the help of radicle and plumule. Is a growth part of in all the plants. Okay. I hope today I hope all are understood the topic and take the PPT format, copy it in a notebook and study well. Thank you.